You're watching The Last Stand with Brian Custer.
That's right. It is The Last Stand. I'm Brian Custer, and we are live, as we always do here every month, as we break down a number of big-time fights. And it was a great fight weekend. We had a couple of monsters who showed why they're the best in the game. We got a big fight that's going to be coming down in July. It's the return of Errol Spence Jr. We got to get into all of that and a whole lot more. We certainly appreciate all of you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And you know what? We got a new episode that just dropped, because this coming Saturday, May 9th in Atlanta, a world title fight from the featherweight division is going down, as Angelo Leo will be making the second title defense of his title, taking on Raees Aleem, one of the top contenders. This is going to be a phenomenal fight. Both of these fighters with just one loss. This is going to be really, really good. Comes your way May 9th. New episode with both fighters right now on The Last Stand. So make sure you peep that out as well. Hey, listen, you see there's their Cash App. We have Venmo, Last Stand Sports. Make sure you support the show as well, so we can continue to bring you great content like this. And, you know, we want to start taking the show on the road as well. So we always appreciate your support. Anything that you can give, make sure you do that. And you know what? Hey, look, when you give and you want some of the gear, we got merch too. You got Last Stand shirts here, athletic gear shirts, and also we got the hoodies, The Last Stand. So you want some of those, make sure you support the show. We got a lot to get into. We got special guests. How about former world champion Jamel Herring is going to join the show at the 11 o'clock hour, and basically about an hour at the top of the hour. He's going to join us. He's now in the bare knuckle boxing, fighting now. And as a matter of fact, he's fighting May 22nd for a title there. He's trying to become a two-time world champion in different sports, one in boxing, one in bare knuckle fighting. We're going to talk to Jamel about why he's now into bare knuckle, talk to him about the fight game, what he sees, what he saw out of this weekend. So we'll get into that with him. And I'm working on a special guest for y'all in about 30 minutes, and I'm hoping that he joins the show as well. Very, very special guest who had himself a really big weekend as well. It was a big weekend for the monsters. Inoue looked fantastic, and David Benavidez, I think, probably stole the weekend with his performance. And now, do you know he's the first man in the sport of boxing to win titles at 168, 175, and then goes up and now unified champion at cruiserweight. He's already champion at 175, remember, now unified champ at cruiserweight. What he did to Gilberto Ramirez, Zurdo, was just phenomenal. We're going to get into all of that. And as always, when you talk about The Last Stand, let me bring on the people. They're the backbone of the show. They're the ones who are really the stars of the show. Alex Lainez and, of course, Colin Custer. Fellas, come on. We got to talk about what a weekend it was. Hey, by the way, big weekend. Yo, Colin is a college graduate now, Alex.
Yes, sir.
My man's a college graduate. High Point University, stand up.
Let's go.
How's it feel now to be a grad?
Feels great. It feels great. You know, like a weight lifted off my shoulders. Now I can enjoy the real world. Be a real man.
Hey, Alex, now you can start paying some of these bills.
These bills, man. Listen, let me tell you something. The real world is you're going to think it's
right. You're going to be wanting to go back to High Point. You're going to be wanting to go back to High Point, because I'm still waiting for him to take Pops out for a dinner. Like, don't worry about it, Pops. I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it.
I got you.
Congrats, man, Colin. That's a big achievement, bro.
Thank you.
Man, look, there's nothing like it, man. When you see your son walk across that stage, and we were excited for him, man. And you get emotional, because you get flashbacks of like 6 and 5-year-old Colin, and now you're looking at him and like, oh my God,
surreal,
he's a young man. He's a young man.
Surreal.
Absolutely. Yeah. Congratulations, son. I'm proud of you. I love you.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get into what happened, man, this weekend, because we had Cinco de Mayo. How about David Benavidez taking over Cinco de Mayo there in Vegas? And I mean, he put on.
Belt to ass.
Ooh,
belt to
that
ass.
was serious, man.
Bruh, that was nice. But you know, the other monster, he obviously he took front and center. It was the biggest fight in Japanese history. A pound for pound. You had two guys basically on the pound for pound list, both undefeated. I think combined they had like 51 knockouts. And Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani. That was high level chess boxing, and you could tell just watching the fight. Nakatani waited too late. I should say, but I just think it wasn't until like the 7th round where he said, "You know what? I just got to go for it."
Yeah,
I just got to start throwing at this guy, because I think early on he found where he was trying to keep the range and trying to keep Inoue right there at the end of his jab. Inoue was getting in and getting out too quick, and get right back out. And I think that frustrated him. And it took him about a good 6 rounds before he just said, "You know what? I got to go for broke now."
Yeah, like what you said, in the first 5 rounds, it was more like he was more fencing. Like he'd throw a jab and bounce out, throw a jab. But Inoue would get inside with that electric jab he's got. That speed is just too much.
Speed is something, man.
And at a certain point, you got to take your risk. You know?
You got to.
You got to take your risk.
You got Alex. You know how that is, man. When you fighting one of them cats and he's trying to get on the inside of you, and you're like, damn, man, if I throw
what
something.
It is? It's like I'm gonna add to what you guys just said, man. It's the speed, right, that allows him to get in and out like that. I think Nakatani didn't make it easy for him though, because and me and Colin were kind of laughing about this yesterday on the pre-production chat. We were talking about it, and it was like my man had a horse. Like, he was riding a horse.
Yeah.
His stance was so wide. He was trying to create so much distance with that front foot and his lead hand that Nakatani really had to work to get in there.
And you can see the foot position too. You can see it.
It was really obvious to me that he was really trying to create distance and make Inoue work to get in. One thing that it is that I do, that I always look at when guys are going in and out too much is like, if you're gonna go in, stay in. You know what I mean? Because you're working so much harder to get back in. So in and out, in and out. And to me, Inoue's the power puncher of the two. Not to say Nakatani ain't got some steam on his, but Inoue's the one with the power punching. But what do you think happened? I mean, was it strategy? Him going into the second half of the round that he turned it up a little bit more? Was it something maybe he figured out?
I think just more comfortability. Like he was more comfortable. Like, this guy's he's not hitting me with anything that's gonna knock me out, but he's still putting it together. And he's like, I still gotta do my thing. This is a big fight. This is the biggest fight of your life. You got to go for broke, man.
I think, and maybe I think at the beginning, I don't know if he knew that Inoue was that fast.
Yeah.
And I think at the beginning, I think he was kind of gun shy because he knew that when I would throw something, boom, I got something back. And it was like, I'm a little gun shy here, so I'm going to see if I can try to keep this guy out. But then he kept getting in. Yeah. And then, like you said, it was like maybe round 6. It wasn't until about 7 where you could just see he just said, okay,
let's exchange.
Boom,
we're going to exchange.
I'm just going to start. You know what? I'm just going to go for it.
The one thing is he used his range really well, though. Like he used that long jab very well in the beginning of the fight. Had a little bit of a range finder, and then I feel like he got a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
And was like, you know what? This he's not gonna knock me out, but he's still landing. But I'm gonna get my licks in too. So,
do you realize, guys, Inoue, if I'm not mistaken, that was his 8th title defense, his 7th as an undisputed champion.
That's crazy.
Gotta give him his props. Do you
that's
think that
pound for pound number one. Yeah,
Colin, you just said it
he's
right there.
Pound for pound number one.
Is he now?
Yeah.
Is he pound for pound?
He was
one?
before this fight to me.
Because I always get these this feedback, from the boxing pundits, right? That it's always somebody else that's in the bigger weight classes. I think that the lower weight classes, don't get enough shine sometimes, like the higher weight classes, and I think that's part of like the shadow blanket that's over Inoue at sometimes, man. I feel like he doesn't get that credit that he truly deserves at times. He should be ahead of some of these guys on the pound for pound list, but if he's definitely number one on there now, then it's well deserved, man.
People talk about the resume
Yeah.
the resume, but you can't really. He's so dominant that it's like, I'm gonna say this now, but if he adds a Bam Rodriguez, are we talking about like top 5 all time?
How about this? 4-division champ. He's the undisputed champion right now at 122. He's still the undisputed champion at 118. So he's undisputed right now in 2 weight divisions. And as you just talked about, Bam is supposed to be fighting Vargas here this summer. And then they talked about later this year, is it going to be Inoue and Bam Rodriguez here in the States?
That would be a spectacle event.
Fire.
That's
one of the greatest fights of this generation, in my opinion.
I said that's the movie to see. That's the fight to see, man.
That will be a movie.
What did you guys think about this whole 5 a.m. What time was this fight broadcast? Like a 4 a.m., 5 a.m.?
Yeah, that was when the car jumped off, but they walked. It was about 8 in the morning. It was they were fighting.
They were walking while I was walking. So.
They were walking while he was walking. His graduation was Saturday at 9 in the morning, and me and his brother, my other youngest son, we sitting there like in our chairs like this.
Bro, that was me.
Yes, Colin! Go, Colin!
Bro, while that commencement speech, I had my phone up. The chick next to me was like, "Yeah, what the hell is this dude doing? Sitting there watching shit while the graduation." I'm like, "Bro, this is more important than that. I don't give a damn about that commencement speech, bro."
Yeah, that's a boxing. That's a real boxing fan.
I don't give a damn about that commencement speech. I'm here to watch some high level boxing.
Son was like, "Yo, just give me the degree. Let's
get to the degree. Give me the degree.
Let's get to the degree.
Let's get the degree and then get back to the fight."
Yeah, what'd y'all think about the scorecards? Y'all thought it was fair? I think it was fair.
I thought it was. You never know with those, but I thought Inoue definitely won.
Yep. Okay.
But Nakatani had a couple good late rounds, so I could see that. I could see them giving it a little bit closer than what people might have thought to the naked eye. But like what Breadman was talking about, sometimes they give some for activity, sometimes they give it for punches landed. So you never know with the judges like that, but I thought it was pretty fair in my opinion.
2 of them was 116, 112, and then the other one was 115, 113.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I thought it was
a good. I thought it was a close fight.
Yeah.
It was fair.
Look, man, he's without question, if not number 1, 2, whatever, however you want to put it. The dude, he's a monster.
He's a dog.
You think he made a statement though? You think he made a statement?
Absolutely.
Anytime you beat a top 10 pound for pound fighter, in whatever way.
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever way you make a statement.
Man, that place was loud. 55,000 packed up in
Tokyo
the
Dome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him his prop. I would love to see him here. And like you said,
he fought here, didn't he? Against Cardenas or was
I don't think so. I
thought that was in Vegas.
Was it? I don't think
the
so.
One you remember when he got knocked down?
Let's see.
Against, I think it was it was a Cardenas that dude he fought.
Yeah, let's see. Anyway,
I'm pretty sure that was in Vegas.
And he fight in the States.
I got you. Yeah, we had him in with Ramon Cardenas and the
yes. T-Mobile.
That was a great fight.
He killed him in the 8th round.
Yeah.
But he got dropped early.
Right.
And he responded really well.
Oh, he responded like a madman.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm getting in that ass.
Yeah.
He got popped. He popped up like pew.
Yeah.
So he rolled over. He was like, "Oh shit." Oh shit.
Yeah.
And then gets up and just puts a belt. Man, that was a great. They were throwing. They were in the pocket. No hugging. They just throwing.
Let me tell you something. I'm probably one of the biggest Bam Rodriguez supporters and fans. I'm fiending to see him fight against Inoue.
That's a dangerous
Eddie's
fight
his promoter? Man. Eddie, right?
Yes.
Eddie can make that happen.
He re-signed with Matchroom. Yes.
Yeah, Eddie can make that happen.
Oh my God, that would be phenomenal, man.
Hey, Eddie got Zayas and Boots, so I mean, what else what can he not make?
Yes.
What can he not make?
So give major props to Inoue. He looked fantastic in that fight.
I posed you a question. Does Inoue have the best jab in boxing?
Yeah, one of them.
I think he has the best jab.
He's got one
Best
of
jab in boxing. Damn,
Yeah,
dog.
better than
Nah,
Shakur.
chill, champ.
I think it's so quick and it's such a weapon. Like he can do whatever he wants because of that jab.
I will say this: when he was on his game and when he was right, I would say Jamal Charlo had the best jab in boxing. And again, that's why I prefaced it by when he was active and when he was on his game.
Yeah,
Jamal Charlo used to drop people with his jab.
Yeah, the power jab.
Yeah.
Is it you know?
But
I'm not saying he's not one of the best jabbers, Colin. I'm just saying there's a lot of killers right now.
I think he got the best, man.
Got a lot of killers out
to
there
neutralize
with some good jabbies,
that range so well against a top tier fighter like that off a jab, because he's a shorter guy. You know, Nakatani's way bigger. And he's just like popping him. Like he looked like the bigger fighter just from the way his jab was.
And it's you know what? But it's his feet too. You know, his feet.
That as well. Yeah.
The way he, because you know, you got the.
You need that for a good jab. Though.
He reminds me of a little Manny Pacquiao, the way he darts in and out.
Exactly. You know, Manny Pacquiao had those fast feet. Yeah. And you know, the way he darts in and out. You know, you got different types of jabs, right? His step in jab. Is probably one of the best jabs. Is probably the best jab. His step in jab, right? But you got some guys that are they got more range on the jab without having to step in. Yeah. And you know what? That'll be a great thing to look into, bro. I got to start seeing who's got the best jab in boxing. Let's ask the listeners now. Yeah. You can tune in on the live chat. Yeah. We're talking Inoue versus Nakatani results. Do you agree with Colin? And
does Inoue have the best? Let's do a poll.
Let's do it. All right, okay. let's set a poll right now. I like it. And let's see what the listeners got.
If you could create that, Alex, that'd be great.
Absolutely, brother.
I like that.
We got a question here, or not a question. He says Benavidez is the face of boxing. Argue amongst yourselves.
Hey, look.
I was gonna mention him. He got a good jab too.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
He got everything. I'm glazing, but he got everything.
He said, I'm glazing. Listen, there's a lot of great jabbers, man. There's a lot of great jabbers out there. Inoue's got a really good one. Charlo's always had a really good jab.
Bud
is phenomenal. Hey, Bud was at the Inoue fight. How about that?
He's at every fight.
Bud is at every big fight. Bud even said we got to talk about this. How about this weekend? We learned it's been finalized, the return of Errol Spence Jr. To the ring. Tim Tszyu, we had Tim Tszyu on. We talked to Tim Tszyu about it. Now we know it's going down July 25th over in Australia. You remember who told y'all first that it was going down in Australia? And Tim Tszyu was like, "Hey, I don't know if it's right." I'm like, Tim, I know. I already got the word. I know it was going to go down in Australia.
Checking the source. Checking the source.
So the truth is back. Tim Tszyu, July 25th. PBC pay-per-view. That's going to be very, very interesting. We got to jump into that. That's going to be some stuff that was obviously came off the heels of what happened in Las Vegas and David Benavidez, because you talked about Benavidez takes over Cinco de Mayo. Can he take over Cinco de Mayo? I can say David Benavidez can honestly say yes. I can be the face of Cinco de Mayo and do it for a long. Hey, Canelo was there. Now he didn't stay. He didn't stay the whole time.
For a fight. Canelo.
He pieced out before the main event. He was like, "Okay, I'm coming. I'm gonna support Jaime Munguia, who's been training with my guy." And after Jaime Munguia got that victory, he was like, "Yeah, okay, I'm out."
Gone.
I'm not gonna lie, man. That was kind of weak, man.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I think that's why David called him out too afterwards. But I would tell you this: if I'm David, I think you probably got to accept that train has sailed.
It was gone 2 years ago. I'm be honest.
First of all, you know Canelo's going to say, even if we gonna fight, I'm only gonna fight you at 168. I don't want to see. I don't want to see a weight drain David Benavidez at 168.
No,
I don't want to see that, man. I don't want to see that.
Yeah,
He ain't gonna be as strong, quick, and the punch reflex won't be there. Especially after he done campaigned at 175 too.
That's his weight class, in my
he's
opinion.
at 190. He barely made 200, right?
Right.
He's at 196.
Yeah, I think
he came in 196.
Is probably his best, just because of the speed aspect.
Smashing Zurdo's face, bro. That was nuts, man.
People were talking about, man, that's 25 pounds. Does David Benavidez, does he have a chin? Does he have a chin for cruiserweight? Because them dudes are massive. Does he power? Does his power carry to cruiserweight? It's one thing to throw all those combinations and smash guys at 168 and 175 because you're a big guy. But what about when you get to 200? Man.
Well, let's talk about the fight then, BC.
Let's do it.
What happened? What happened? What did we just see?
From your eyes, what did you see from Benavidez, and what did you not see from Zurdo?
I was surprised that Zurdo, I think at the beginning, he just wanted to take it. See, it was like I want to see what David's got type approach to it. I like that David stepped to him right from jump.
From the bell ring.
It was like, I'm dictating this. I'm going to show you I'm the cruiserweight and I belong here. It was, you almost got to, I almost was watching this like, has Zurdo been fighting that cruiserweight? Yeah. Is he really the unified champ at this division?
Mm-hmm.
The way Benavidez started, because you remember in the first round, Benavidez hit him with the brrr. Yeah. I said, God damn.
He hit him with the brrr.
The brrr.
And God bless him. Hit him with the Porky Medina. You know what I mean? That's
Porky, man. That's what it was, bro. He hit him with the Porky, bro.
Every time we think of Porky Medina, all we're going to think of that 25 punch combination that David hit him with, pieced him up with, and knocked him out with.
Mm-hmm.
Hit him with the brrr.
The brrr.
Bro, he was bobbleheading that dude, bro.
Oh my God.
Knocking that head back, bro.
And I was a little, now when Ramirez would hit him, I saw David go like this, and I was like, damn. And he kept coming forward. And I was like, okay. That answered that question right there. If he can take it. If he can take it. And I mean, he dropped him in the fourth.
Yeah.
He hit him in that boom, hit him in, and you saw
his eye.
Down his eye was like, I
thought he broke his face. I ain't gonna lie.
And I'll give him props. People forget he had his best round in the fifth after getting dropped. He came back and it was like throwing now. Obviously, it was out of a sense of desperation because he probably knew his eye was jacked.
Eye was cooked.
And so he was like, okay, I'm just going to throw. And it had his best. And I think maybe David took a little round off or whatever. But, man, that sixth round, he is like, yeah, let me go ahead and end this with the quickness.
Yeah.
Look, man, I was one of those guys that I was at Montro the whole time, man. I know he's gonna win. Mm-hmm. But did you guys really expect, Zurdo to stay in there the way he did? I know his corner kept screaming like, "Stop getting into this fight!
Right,
you're being dragged in by the crowd."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He knew he didn't have the speed advantage. What do you guys think about his game plan and how he just sat in there? Could he have done something better than what we saw there?
Yeah. Listen, I think first of all, he should have gave some kind of movement.
Exactly.
Zurdo, the one thing that he's been great. The reason why he's a freaking unified champ was the guys that he did fight there. He kind of gave him a little bit of movement. Bop, bop, bop. He would turn around, spin him. Bop, bop, bop. I ain't seen none of that against Benavidez. He stood like in front of Benavidez, like, yeah, come on.
Punching bag. Like he was literally just like, I'm here. Like I'm in this one spot and we're gonna throw. And you're never winning that. Now,
maybe he went back to Autumn, 200 rounds that they sparred when they were like, you kind of forget it was almost 9-10 years ago. Benavidez was paid $3,000 to spar for Zurdo when he first became champion. Remember when he first beat Abraham, Arthur Abraham? Benavidez, a little 19-year-old at that time, was the guy they paid $3,000 basically to spar for him and get him ready for that. And then he becomes a world champion. And maybe he thought, man, I was beating up on this little dude, man. And you know, maybe he just thought about that because people used to say, "Oh boy, they just traded back in the day. It was like a pay-per-view fight because no one took a step back and it was just, you know, nonstop action." Maybe he just thought like, yeah, it's been a while, but when we spar,
maybe what happened within those 200 rounds was just, you know, what we need to call it what it is, right? It was sparring.
Yeah,
it wasn't a real fight.
Right,
it was sparring. David Benavidez was a younger fighter. You know what I mean? He's developed into a totally different fighter in the sense that he has more experience, more grit, more confidence now. He said it at the press conference, you know. Back then, you know, I was dreaming to be this champion. I was dreaming that I could be. Now I know I can be. Yeah. So, you know, how much can you take away from sparring? You could take some, right? You know, when you're in there with guys that you can do 200 rounds, you get to know them a little bit.
Yep.
If not a lot, right? But it's not the same as a fight. You know, you hold back in sparring. You're working with your.
You're working on stuff like specific things. Like you're not trying to take this dude's head off. Yeah.
You're not going for the kill. But Zurdo, we got to give him a little bit of credit, right? Because when he started to do things right, he actually did them right. Yeah. And he was able to use his jab, use some of his punch combination to try to disrupt some of Benavidez's combination punches, which I believe Benavidez, bro, has some of the best combos in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Overall, this kid is freaking phenomenal.
I feel like he has the best.
Hey, man, them body shots when he be like, bop, 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 whop, whop. He go to your, I was like, man, I could hear them through. I heard them body shots from Vegas. Good Lord.
You know what it is with Benavidez, man? I love this about him, right? Because, you know, when you're in the ring, you got to have malintent. You got to want to hurt somebody, right? Yeah. You got to be Tyson-esque, you know what I mean? You got to go in there and have the bad intentions. And that's what Benavidez has. Every time he hits you, he has the speed advantage, but you got to give him a little more credit than that. He has the bad intentions behind that speed. What am I talking about? Every time he scrapes a guard, boom, fast speed. When he's on the inside, you see his vision, bro. He has good vision to go ahead and place punches when the time calls for it, and he's able to do it fast and furious. Bad intentions every shot, and that's what gets these guys battered up. They you know, Zurdo kind of fell into that doom. That no, this kid is not. This guy, like you said, it's so fast and so full of bad intentions that these guys get overwhelmed. He doesn't get comfortable with the normal 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, he was going into the
fighter that it didn't really work on was David Morrell. David Morrell stood in there and he traded with him, and he landed some he dropped him. Yeah, I don't know if it looked more like a trip-ish to me, but they count as a knockdown. But I feel like that was his toughest fight, and that's what I think makes him. I think that made David so much better. Is, you know, I'm not indestructible, but I know what I need to work on, and he's worked on it. He's looked amazing, you know.
Well, it wasn't too long ago that the one thing that people used to say was, "Yo, he got to work on his defense, bro. His footwork is terrible." You know that. And you might remember he brought in Roy Jones and was working with Roy Jones for a little bit for one of those camps, and got his footwork together. I think defensively he's a lot better. And because people used to say, "Well, David Benavidez, his best defense is his offense."
Yeah.
Colin, let's bring that up, that MMA moment, since one of the listeners on the chat, and I'm gonna go ahead and show some love because he did bring up a good point. It was the elbow. What did you think about that?
You know, he was already compromised before the elbow, and the elbow, it looked like it hit him straight in the front of the face. He's holding the side of his face, so it's like he was already compromised before that. So I don't think the elbow is that big of a deal, and that's what happens when you're fighting on the inside like that. It's not like unnormal to get hit with a headbutt or an elbow or something. It wasn't intentional. Come on, we know.
My man said I could see one elbow. He said, but he's using them forearms too. A lot of elbows and forearms.
Zurdo leaned into it. Now let's not act like he didn't.
You know what I thought it was, though, for real, Colin? Like, you know, he was throwing these fast punches. I mean, you're fighting, right? It's a fight.
Yeah. He's coming across like that.
No, this is what he did. This is what he did, bro. Look what he did. When he threw the left, Zurdo was going to throw something. Yeah. So he just kind of went, and he freaking hit him with that back elbow, bro. It was a reaction thing. It wasn't like he was really.
Yeah, it was definitely not intentional.
Let me just tell you this: as a second dan in Taekwondo, we always learn here. And as soon as you see something coming, I'm here and ha!
Damn, BC giving it the okay. Taekwondo style.
Hey, we always learn.
What sport are we watching though? What sport are we watching though? What are we teaching?
These are more powerful than these.
What are we teaching now?
More effective than these. Hey, my man Alex always says it's a fight. So when we in the streets and it's a fight,
in the streets, what are we talking about?
He said they were fighting at the cantina in Tijuana.
Amen.
Yo, nah, man, it was a hell of a fight.
Yo,
man.
David was showing off the whole arsenal there.
He did.
He showed off the whole arsenal. He got the elbows, the forearm, he got the hands, he got the feet, he got it all.
Keeping it G though, man. What do you think is what is the feeling with Canelo Alvarez, bro? Because honestly, man, like I actually thought, Cinco de Mayo, El Monstruo, just it's his day, right? Yeah. I'm thinking like you're finally gonna give him some credit. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't stay. Like what do you guys feel about that? Like is that hate? And we could be honest. I mean, to the listeners, everybody on the chat, let us know. What do you guys think about that Canelo, peeling off right after the Munguia fight?
I think.
What do you think that is?
For me, I think the narrative always with David as well. He's a fake Mexican. Like is that's what people say? Like, oh, he's not a real Mexican.
What is it? Pocho? He's a pocho.
Yeah, pocho. Yeah.
Something like that.
That's what Gilbert Zurdo was trying to say in this fight. Yeah,
he got his ass kicked by a pocho. I'll tell you that.
Pocho, yeah.
And David's whole frame is like it would be the biggest fight in Mexican boxing, but Canelo was like, I don't want to take that risk. And he says, oh, he doesn't talk nice. He's always shit on me and all that shit, but that doesn't mean anything. Like I think Canelo knows how big of a threat Benavidez is to his legacy, because Benavidez wants to be the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. So, and Canelo's what top 3 Mexican fighter of all time. So he's like, this dude's a fake Mexican. He's always shit on me and wants to beat me, and I'm the pinnacle for him. I'm not going to give him that fight. I'd rather do my own thing. And Canelo's always about the money. So,
whatever back he can chase. Teach made a good point. I mean, we heard this, we knew this, but Canelo was getting booed.
He was definitely getting booed because
he was getting booed.
Because again, he's going to fight in Billy, which is going to go down in September. And people are like, and Billy, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Why is that? But you got here's the thing. This is the fight business. It's a business. And if you're Canelo, you're saying to yourself, you know what? After all that I've put into this sport, the blood, sweat, and I should be. Everybody wants to aspire to be like Floyd. And when I say not money and all that, I'm talking about I have the right to pick who and when I want to fight whomever.
Hey, and get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Yes. So he looked at Demetrius, but he looked at Boo Boo like this guy's not even worth it. Who has he fought? Yeah. Everyone says he's this, that. Who has he fought? Forget it. It's not, and it's not going to sell. It's not going to be worth it financially. Now, would it be worth it financially against David? Absolutely. It would be gigantic. But Canelo also looks at it like, yo,
the risk.
I thought I could get Crawford in here because Crawford is a smaller guy, and I can get in here and bully this cat because everybody thought, oh, well, he's going to be coming up so much weight. He ain't going to be as fast. Well, it's a different story.
Look what happened.
Look what happened. If Crawford came in as the bully. So now he's looking at David like, man, even if we fight at 168, this dude probably gonna come into the ring at about 190. 90. Man, I ain't. And the way this dude throw, he younger. Ain't no way, man.
So check it. I'm against these hydration clause, but do you give Benavidez the fight with a hydration clause then?
And if I'm David, I wouldn't take it.
I wouldn't take it.
I mean, he's still asking for the fight. You don't think he'll take it?
Yeah, I think I mean, yeah, obviously Who wouldn't want that money? Because that money would be
that bread.
Astronomical.
That bung.
But man, no, not when
honestly, I think Canelo's on his way out. So it's like I'm ready. I'm already. Benavidez doesn't need a Canelo on his resume now. I feel like he can go move on and fight Bivol and it'd be bigger for him long term.
Yeah,
I'd give him more credit for beating Bivol right now than I would for Canelo.
You know what? Like he mentioned Opataya Benavidez, bro.
That would be a good fight too, but I don't think that would work.
He said at that press conference, like, "Yo, I'm not going over to Zuffa, and fighting with them cats. Nah,
yo, he low key.
He's like, they got. Hey, look, when you win like this, nah, man, I'm calling.
I call the shots. Unless he's moving up to fight Bivol, then he would be then he would have to cater to Bivol, but.
No disrespect, but he's like, I ain't going over there to fight for no Zuffa belt.
Yeah. He's like, I ain't doing that Zuffa stuff, man.
It was hilarious.
I ain't doing that Zuffa stuff. He can come on up over here.
Yeah.
But look, I think top to bottom, it was a fantastic card. I mean, really, really. I mean, even the first fight of the pay-per-view, when you talk about Tito Sanchez and Jorge Chavez, that's fight of the year candidate. What them dudes threw for 10 rounds, that was, and going back and forth like that, and then for Sanchez to finally stop him in the 10th and final round. I can't. I mean, they were throwing like punches. It was like, oh, they threw one threw like 150, the other one threw it like almost 160
per round, right?
Per round. That was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. The amount of punches those guys were throwing at each other, and then the ending was just tremendous. That, without question, fight of the year candidate. And that's how you started it off, and it was like, oh, okay, this is going to be something. And then you get to Oscar Duarte, who comes in and fights Angel Fierro, and we all remember when Fierro fought Pitbull. Yeah. That was a war. Them two through, and this was it was a good fight. But just watching the fight, I thought Fierro won that fight. I did.
Look, and I'm not gonna go against you guys and what the opinion is, right? I felt like, you know, I could have went for the draw. That's how strong I feel that maybe Oscar would have won, right? Maybe we could have gotten a draw. But I mean, Oscar Duarte, bro, you know, he won the fight already. You know what I mean? He could have backed out again. Guy came in overweight, 3 pounds.
Yep.
Believe it or not, man, you know, to those that don't know or haven't went through a weight cut and don't know what it is, 3 pounds might not seem a lot to you guys, but 3 pounds is still enough for you to be able to feel better than the other fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, he's took it in stride, bro. You know, him getting booed and shit and all this crazy stuff. You know, boxing fans is crazy sometimes, and you know, he's been through so many camps. His body's probably not even responding the same as he would have if he would have took breaks in between camps. You know what I mean? Oscar, he's a real fighter, bro. Oscar Duarte, give him all the props, man. You know, sometimes we just looking at the win. Did he win? Did he win? I give him 3 air horns. You know what I'm saying? He came in there, fought, even though the guy wasn't gonna not fight. He went in there, fought, and he was still, bro, after the fight, interacting with fans. His speech that he gave at the end, you know, he still kept it gentleman-like, still telling the crowd, you know what I'm saying, that Angel Fierro was a warrior. Everything about him, bro, is classy. And you know, whatever Richardson Hitchens is saying from his
I was gonna say,
phone,
look, hey, Colin. Alex is talking about this. I was going to say, Alex, there's one guy who said Oscar Duarte is a bum.
Get out of here.
Smoke him is what he said on social media.
Richardson Hitchens is great for boxing in terms of shit talk, but like this is the time you need to shut the hell up. Because like you pulled out not even 12 hours when the fight, you're supposed to be ring walking. Like you can't talk. He can't talk.
I told you I would have smoked this bum.
And look, I'm not saying he probably wouldn't have. I'm not saying that, but bro,
he still got no room to talk.
You should have just said, Oscar, you still went in there. Props to you. Nah, he want to go in there and start saying he would have smoked them, bro.
We got a super chat, boys.
Oh, we got a super chat.
It's from the GOAT.
Let's go, champ.
The GOAT, Uncle Ray Ray.
The man himself.
Uncle Ray Ray.
Uncle Ray Ray's back.
He says, we need to get ready for El Monstro de Cinco de Mayo. Damn. near flawless victory, at least from a fan. I agree with you.
I agree as well.
There's nothing.
There's nothing more you could ask for. Fireworks, the whole card. I mean,
bro, you could even in the past you would say, oh, I wish David would have been a little more defensive and not got his. Man, after the fight, I was like, was he even in a fight? Bro, his face looked like this. It was clean. I was like, God, dog.
Yeah.
So good point, man, for Uncle Ray, bro. So is this now El Monstro's day? We got plenty of Mexican fighters.
He's the biggest right now, other than Canelo.
He showed that if there is a fighter that can carry Cinco de Mayo, not named Canelo Alvarez, David Benavidez can do it.
I agree.
David Benavidez can do it. And here's the thing. And here's the thing about David Benavidez that I think that endures him to fans. Maybe one of the reasons why some are a little pissed off at Canelo is because he's like, bring him on.
Yeah, he fight anybody.
Bevo, let's go. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go. And let's do it. He ain't ducking for nobody.
We've gotten used to him like speaking this way, bro. It's like you just gotta believe him when he says it.
Yes. Caleb Plant, Boo Boo Andrade. Nobody want to fight Boo Boo Andrade? Okay, I'll fight you. Come on.
David Morrell was hot at that time.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what? Colin's talking about jabs. David Morrell had a great jab too.
Yeah,
man.
he fought him very well. That was one of my favorite fights from that year.
Yes.
That was a toe-to-toe match.
That was a toe-to-toe fight.
Yeah.
And
the thing about David is he's always going to go for the knockout too. Like he's not whatever chance he could be. That Caleb fight, he was going for that knockout. But Caleb's just a tough motherfucker.
Yeah. Caleb fought the best, probably the best fight of his career.
Yeah.
And even though it was a loss.
Yeah.
Even though it was a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Uzcategui fight was great for him because he became a champion, but Uzcategui, I mean.
Yeah, he on that level.
Yes.
But exactly. The thing about David is David's always going to put on a show.
Yeah.
And then that's what you got to love,
What you got? What you got?
I'm just saying, like, BC, like, let's talk about, who Canelo did stay for, right?
I just want to say something. You're not on my level.
Let's talk about Canelo and who he did stay for, man.
Yeah. He stayed for Jaime Munguia because, obviously Canelo's trainer is training Jaime Munguia as well. And so, look, Munguia looked great. He beat Armando Resendiz, who, beat Caleb Plant, was coming off that big victory.
Yeah.
And, he won. And now, look, Munguia is now world champion. Props to him. He's now a world champion there at 168. He has the WBA belt. You remember it was, I want to say 7 years ago, last time he was a champion at 154.
Mm-hmm.
So, props to Jaime Munguia, and he looked good. He threw that right hand when he had to. He gave movement a little bit, turned Resendiz. I thought he fought a really smart fight.
Uncle Ray, another super chat.
What do you got? What we got?
Uncle Ray said thoughts on Morrell versus Plant.
Ooh, I don't like that fight for Caleb Plant.
I think Morrell needs to fight Callum Smith because I still need to see that scrap because Callum pulled out. But I want to see Plant fight Jamal. That's what I want.
Oh, yes.
That's what I want.
Yes.
I need him against Jamal.
When I was in Vegas for the Thurman fight, I was talking to somebody in the PBC about that. And Maul, they said, wanted it, right? Mm-hmm. They said, now this is their opinion. They said Caleb wants the fight, but would want a tune-up before the fight.
And that makes sense.
And they didn't want to do that. The PBC.
Well, it was supposed to happen if Caleb didn't fuck it up.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the loss to Resendiz.
Resendiz ruined the entirety of the landscape for PBC.
The next fight was going to be him against Jamal.
Yeah.
Resendiz, going back to Jaime Munguia and Resendiz, though, man, like, El Toro, was being El Toro. Even though he was getting caught with shots, man, he kept coming forward. And one thing I liked about Jaime Munguia, man, and we got to give him credit. We got to give him credit for the way he switched up his game plan. He wasn't the same fighter.
No.
He was not the same fighter. I seen a different Jaime Munguia who actually is thinking in there instead of adopting the norm, Mexican boxing, sock 'em and bop 'em.
It's that Eddie Reynoso work.
Eddie Reynoso
work.
It's amazing.
And the
right?
PEDs. No, I'm kidding.
Damn.
Man.
Come on,
Shots
man.
fired.
Yo, who said that, bro?
Let him have his moment, man. Let him have his.
That,
let him have his moment, bro. Come on, man.
I didn't say nothing,
world
bro.
champion.
I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, shots fired. Listen, Jaime Munguia, you know that Clan Beardo bullshit. It's gonna hang over these guys forever, right?
Yeah.
But he did look in good condition. His ability to be able to, stop the sock 'em and bop 'em moments and fight off the back foot, good waist movement, great combinations. This is a Jaime Munguia that can be very dangerous. This is a Jaime Munguia that can make some awesome fights happen, good title defenses, and keep his titles.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what's up next for Jaime Munguia. Rescindes, though, even though he lost, I don't think he's out the game at all.
And so when you go back to David Benavidez, he said, "I not only want to be the face of Cinco de Mayo, but I feel like I'm the face of boxing." What do we think about David Benavidez as the face of boxing?
Bro.
Because with that victory, are we now saying David Benavidez top 5 pound for pound?
Yeah,
he's top 5. Bro, he's the most entertaining fighter. I don't care about. Listen.
Wow.
And anybody can go against this, right? And I want to chat, please chime in on this, right? I want to know who you think, like my man BC just asked, is the face of boxing right now. Is it Benavidez? Who is it? Because it depends on what kind of boxing you like.
Yeah.
Do you like the defensive boxing, Shakur Stevenson, right? Do you like an aggressive fighter, right? And then you have guys that are just one thing or the other. Bro, I'm getting everything from Benavidez.
You are getting everything. You get the shit talk, you get the spectacle, you get the fan base, you get the entertaining fight. Like, I don't know what more you could ask.
Get the KO. Like,
exactly. And you get the willingness to, like, he's willing to put everything on the line. Like, he'll fight anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I love, Tank's my favorite fighter.
I was going to say, I'm like, hey, at what point am I going to hear Gervonta come out of your mouth?
Here's the thing about Gervonta Gervonta is not going to fight who the people want to fight. He's going to fight who he wants to fight. Okay. David will fight who the people wants to fight. You know what I mean? Like, David will ask the fans, like, oh, who y'all want me to fight? Oh, you want me to fight him? I'll fight him. Gervonta is going to do his own thing, and you're going to like it or you're not. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's it. And the same thing with Canelo. Canelo going to do his own thing. Canelo going to do whatever Turkey says. Whatever Turkey says, Canelo do. But David, he'll go over to Turkey and fight Turkey's fighters. He'll go over to PBC and fight his fighters. He'll go to Golden Boy and fight his fighters. So it's like,
bro, that's what you call the heart of a champion.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's the heart of a champion. Pumps.
And the one thing I do like about David, he's not talking just to be talking.
Yeah.
He gonna say some shit to pump up, but what he says he believes. He's like, what I say I mean,
and he does.
And you know what I mean. And that's what he said. I'm knocking off all these cats. I want this. I want him. And I'm trying to make a fight with him, and that's what he does. And he goes after it and he does it, man. I give him his props. I've always been a David Benavidez fan, man, since day one. I got the opportunity to call some of his first fights on PBC when it was like toe-to-toe Tuesdays, and we would come on Tuesday nights on FS1, and he was like 18, 19 years old, the chubby little 168-year-old. People were like, oh, he's got great promise, and he was giving us stories about how he would be sitting on his couch, drinking Kool-Aid and eating Cheetos, and he was like 212 pounds, and his dad, senior, was like, I'm tired of you just laying on the couch. Get your ass up and get to this gym and start training, and so you can start losing weight. And made it basically get in the box to make him lose weight. Man, he's got a phenom now.
Yeah, he's
got a star.
Generational.
Sanson Lukowicz gave a little story, a little backstory on that. How he got Benavidez on the team. A lot of people weren't looking at Benavidez like, from just a first timer kind of face look as a future champion. And Sam took him, man, and look at the type of champion.
Look at him now.
Into, man.
Props to Samson. You know, Samson's a great guy. Samson is doing he's doing a huge event this summer. I want to say, is it June or July, where he's doing a big event. He's going to be the main promoter for this outdoor boxing event that's going to go down in San Francisco. It's going to it's going to take place under the Golden Gate Bridge, basically.
Oh,
it
right.
is going to yes, something. He's going to be massive. He said it, and he's like, he said, you know, some guys are all about. He said, you know, trying to get one big name and try to make a lot of money, but that doesn't help the sport. He goes, I want to do something spectacular, and I'm just going to have a lot of great fighters on this one card, and we're going to really inject some energy into the sport. And it's going to go down this summer. I want to say July or June, but it's going to be under like the Golden Gate Bridge, he said, in San Francisco. It's supposed to be really, really state-of-the-art, out-of-the-box type stuff, like when they tried to do the fights over in Times Square.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't think we've ever seen a fight on a boat.
Yes, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be really something.
That sounds, bro, fly, bro. That sounds like a video game right there, man.
Yeah,
Golden Gate.
Yeah. So props to Samson, man. We had a conversation about it Friday. So props to him about that. You know, the other thing that came about from this weekend too was, again, it was finalized. Tim Tszyu and Errol Spence.
Let's go.
July 25th. Man, Errol's been away, 3 years?
Yeah.
I think 3 years now.
I mean,
he's been away for 3
3
years.
Time, man.
What, 3.5?
Longer and
when it comes to the fight, would it be 3.5?
Yes. And Tim Tszyu said, yeah, we having it in Australia. And he said that time change is real. He said that travel to Australia is real. And that was one of the reasons why he said, I may even just jump on him in the first round and try to take him out and retire him for good.
And that fight's in what month, BC?
July
25th. July 25th.
Damn, that's right around the corner.
Y'all know what I'm going to bring up, but.
Yeah, there it is.
Hit him with it.
That was them in the hallway. There was them in the hallway.
Yo, he said keep that shit. He said keep that shit.
He reached his hand out the Arrow. This is right as they were going to the press conference. He reached his hand out to shake his hand. Arrow's like, yo,
What Gervonta said? They talk all that shit on Instagram, but when they see me in person, I don't got the same reaction. They don't got the same reaction.
And Arrow told him that, didn't he, at the press conference?
You said you ain't got the same reaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he really he just walked by him and said, nah.
No,
he really just said keep that shit.
Yeah, he said keep it. I ain't shaking your hand.
Yeah, keep that shit.
That's hilarious.
And here's the one thing too I do like. At least we know that the truth has been watching The Last Stand, because during the press conference he said, I heard some of the stuff you were saying, that you were going to maybe knock me back to retirement, and he said let's be honest. You said a victory over me is better than in winning any kind of belt because of who I am. And when did Tim Tszyu say that? He said that on The Last Stand.
Let's see if we can bring it up, man. I want to see this. This
the interaction is hilarious.
Nah, you ain't getting that.
You ain't getting no dap up, boy.
That's hilarious.
And then at the face off, he just walked right away from him.
Let's see what would happen here.
Yes, here it is. See, he's look at this.
Yeah,
I'm good. I like it. That's what I'm talking about. Look at Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields is smiling like,
Yo.
He's like, man, keep
that
shit. Come on, man. Look,
yo, Tim was hurt, bro. Tim was hurt, bro.
Look at Tim.
He's like,
he was hurt, bro. He was hurt.
Somebody else dabbed him up.
Show that one too. Right after that. Oh my. Yo. Yo. That's hilarious.
Is that something?
Yeah. This was just as good, right here.
Yeah, the face off. He's like, man, please. I'm good.
Tim looking back like,
like what? Like, I'm good. I'm done. I'm done with you.
Yo, so what do you guys think about this rat tail, bro? Come on.
The rat tail.
What's going on here?
No, how about this? Let's not. What you think about the fight, Alex Lainez?
Which one?
What you mean? Which one? Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu.
What do you think?
Do I think?
What you think?
Look, man, I've always been a big Errol Spence fan.
Okay.
The biggest.
But bro, ring rust is the ring rust is real, fish. Man. Big fish, ring rust is real, bro. Ring rust is real, and Tim Tszyu's been active. You know, there's some questions to be answered. Yeah. I'm still gonna side with my man Earl.
Okay.
He's done enough in the sport for me to see what kind of fighter he is.
Yeah.
His style, I love his style. Mm-hmm. Great body puncher.
Mm-hmm. Come forward.
But the punch resistance is what has me concerned.
Bro, we know that chin. We know that chin. It
Punch
ain't there
resistance.
no more.
Damn,
it ain't there
Colin,
no more.
Come on, bro.
Hold on, Colin.
I'm just saying. That chin ain't there.
Out today, bro.
Hey, man, you know I'm defending my boy Errol to the death.
Right.
Tim Tszyu, he knows he can't outbox Errol. That's why he's going for broke.
Yeah.
Errol going to break him down. Errol going to break him down. Tim Tszyu is damaged goods at this point.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Errol.
No. I'm talking about
I thought you were talking about
we
Errol.
thought you were talking
about Errol. I'm like, flip the script on me, bro.
I was like, what just happened?
Yeah, right.
No mercy, Colin on right.
No. Tim Tszyu's damaged goods, bro.
Wow. Okay.
Bro, after that second fight with Fundora, I knew it was over.
You see, he got another trainer, right?
Yeah.
He's going with Jeff Finnick now as his trainer now. He just switched up.
Yeah.
He just switched up for this last fight, and now he's going to Finnick, who now listen, Finnick back in the day had that great win. What was it over? Was it Azuma Nelson? I think back in the day when Azuma Nelson was undefeated, killing people, and so Finnick, is a great, but man, that's a lot of changes. Bro, that's a lot of changes here over the past year. He's gone basically from his original to what was it, Rivas or whatever, who was just his trainer for this last fight. Now he's going to Finnick. That's
I think that like for instance, Anthony Joshua, right? Mm-hmm. He switched, right? Yep. He switched to a new trainer, and you got a couple fighters that do this, right? They'll switch. I think that after a certain amount of experience. Sometimes somebody, especially I feel like fighters that are come out of the United States, right? Because we're the melting pot. This is where you get all the styles. These are the guys you got to beat, right, so to speak. So I feel like sometimes you got to kind of get out of your comfort zone. My man's all the way, in Australia, right? So he's not getting the type of work, the type of training with the styles that he needs to be, savvy on, because it's happening over here in the States. So I don't. Even though it can be dangerous switching too much, because then it's like, how long are you working on things to really solidify things, right?
That's my question to you, Alex. In training camp, what are you working on for an Errol Spence?
Well,
if you're Tim Tszyu, what does he need to do in order to beat an Errol Spence?
We need to have movement.
Yeah.
And we're about to bring on the one and only Jamel Herring.
Oh, world champ,
building
the champ.
Right on time.
Champ on, champ.
Hold on.
Salute to the service. That is not him.
Oh, that is not him.
Whoa. We gotta have to re-salute right there,
champ. What's up, champ? How are you?
Everything's good. What's going on, everyone? What's going on?
What's up, champ?
We man, listen, folks. We got Jamel Herring, former world champion. He's in the building. So let me do my thing here first, because the champ here, obviously y'all know him as the former WBO featherweight champ, but now he has jumped into bare knuckle fighting, and my man is going to be fighting for the title May 22nd, bantamweight. He's going to be fighting Nate Maness, who is unbeaten. BKFC 90 is going to go down at the Acrisure Arena in the Palm Desert of California. Jamel Herring in the building. Yo, champ, let me ask you this. The first question, why bare knuckle?
I was bored.
Damn.
Brian, as you know, you're very familiar with Austin Trout. Austin Trout, good friend of mine, good brother. I just seen what Austin was doing after his transition from boxing to the BKFC, because at first I wasn't really familiar with him, to be honest.
Yeah.
I seen it. Obviously with social media you see here and there, but when I started seeing just what Austin was doing and the success and the fun he was having, I reached out to him first, just to get his take. And he pretty much said that he's basically was having a blast and bringing a different aspect of the boxing side of it into the bare knuckles sport, which is basically, as you can see, is starting to really build momentum. And so I just kind of like a typical fighter, just started watching tape studies and watching other styles, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should give it a try. And I just went from that to there. And of course I know the owner, David Feldman. He was actually helped promote some of my cars early during my PBC run with the Pennsylvania cars. Mm-hmm. So he was familiar with Marshall Falk and Al Heyman and everyone over there in that area. So we spoke. He gave me just basically a different insight of what to look out for, and I just went from there.
So, obviously he talks about Austin Trout. Trout is one of the guys who's now become a two-sport world champion because he did it in boxing, did it in BKFC. So now, which is something you're looking to do. Hey, give us some sense of, we know obviously when you're fighting, whether it be 8-ounce gloves, 10-ounce gloves, when you're fighting now bare knuckle, I see they look like MMA gloves, but are the knuckles exposed? And
it's basically just hand wrapping, and it stops at the knuckles. So that's what's really just bare. Like the knuckles literally bare. But again, for me, I look at it as like mainly as a fighter in the gym, taping up and just shadow boxing for the most part. That's the best way I could put it. It's basically shadow boxing, but everything's exposed. If anything, obviously, most fighters, of course, reached out to me, asked me questions as well. Yeah. And, and obviously our hands has always been our tools. So, of course, even, like I said, I spoke to Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, again, so me and Bud have had conversations, because again, our hands are our most precious thing in boxing. So, and we all know a lot of fighters, even the greats, have had hand issues, but that was really the main thing that was going into it that was concerning. But once I got the feel of it after that first fight, I kind of honestly, I thank God I never had issues with my hands in boxing. Yeah. So again, it wasn't so much of a big transition with my hands, but again, it was one of those main things that I hear when I speak with other fellow fighters.
Jamel Herring was with us here on the Last Stand Live, former featherweight champion, now taking place and participating in bare knuckle fighting. Let me ask you this from a health standpoint. Mm-hmm. Like I saw my boy Paulie Malignaggi now in it as well. And he had that fight, and I looked at Paulie's face. I said, "God damn, what is he doing to?"
Yeah, and it was crazy because I had to fight right after that. That whole thing. So I'm like, but I looked at it. I was like, okay. I know in terms of boxing, I can't sit there and go into maybe in a high guard stance because there's nothing there to protect you. No gloves. So for the most part, I had to go basically back to the fundamentals of boxing, which is lateral movement, you pivoting and things of that nature. And because again, I wasn't I couldn't afford to risk sitting there even if I block a shot. There's no, as you can see right here, a fist can get through the guard regardless of anything. So when I seen what Paulie went through, and I was like, okay, I can't have that traditional boxing sense in terms of defense where I could just maybe catch and shoot shots, because even getting bone to bone, that still causes damage, obviously. And plus, if you're a smart fighter, you can go around the guard and you still get contact with a bare fist. So when I seen all those things, I said, okay, how can I implement what I know as a boxer into the BKFC without taking as much punishment and damage that I've seen guys like Paulie and even Angulo. I watched him his fight with the BKFC, and it was like just head on, bare face to fist, pretty much. So I was like, okay, I got to go back to the basics and basically just use my legs as my tools for defense.
Now, I would assume because you guys are so skilled at placing your punches that when you face these cats, it's almost like a lesson that you're giving them because they're not as not as skilled as you are in it. And so is that the biggest advantage that you guys have in the ring when you get into this kind of stuff that you're like, oh man, these two bop, bop, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. But it's like, again, since with padded gloves, you can obviously punch more. But without the padded gloves, I take it as you have to be very selective with your punch output, and you have to be accurate and you have to be sharp. So those things that I also look at. But yeah, obviously, I think for us, we know how to turn over our punches a lot better. We know how to sit on our punches instead of just going out there, basically having a fist fight. Basically having a street fight. We actually bring more of a technique to it. And again, even with like minor things people don't really take account of, is like the jab. Like when you look at a guy like my guy Shakur Stevenson, Shakur measures a lot with his jab. You know what I'm saying? And it's like those little few inches on the in front of the glove make a huge difference in boxing in terms of finding your space and distance. So those are something that was like something I had to get used to during the fight, because obviously when I'm in the gym and I'm sparring, I'm still doing boxing workouts. So when I was in the ring with just bare fists, I had to basically get out the mindset that I have my glove to find my reach and my timing. So I had to, close the gap just a little bit more than I would do in a boxing match.
I love it. I love it. Jamel Herring with us here on The Last Stand Live. Listen, I got a number of questions for you, and I'm going to let my guys get right at you. Before we do that, because there's a number of things. Obviously, he's fighting May 22nd. You're going to take on Nate Maness for the title. Where can I see it? Where can I see it?
Originally, we were supposed to actually have it on the Zone, but I think things, in terms of moving forward with the BKFC in the Zone, I think they wanted to extend, so we couldn't put it on the Zone from what I was told. But you could find it on the BKFC app. They have their own app, so you can definitely find the fight on there as well. But so I'm just excited just to again follow in the footsteps what Austin done. Austin did it in 2 fights, and this is my second fight in the BKFC, so I'm trying to do that as well, and be a 2-sport world champion.
I love it. I love it. Hey, there's a lot of questions I know these guys want to get at you with. We got to talk about what you saw out of Inoue, what you saw out of David Benavidez over the weekend. I want to start it off before I turn it over to Alex and Colin. Is give me your thoughts on your former Olympian partner. How about Errol Spence Jr., the return of the truth, taking on Tim Tszyu? I know it's been 3 years. And by the time they fought, it's going to be 3.5 years. It's a lot of time of inactivity. What do you think about the fight? What do you think about Errol Spence coming back?
I think it's in styles wise, I think it's a perfect fight for Errol, because Tim Tszyu is going to be right there. I mean, Tim Tszyu, especially in Australia, let's be honest, like he's going to feel the atmosphere, so he's going to want to make it a dog fight, and that plays well in the style of Errol. Like Errol was actually one of the brightest stars on that team when I was coming up at the Olympics, especially so going into the pro rankings, he definitely had all the momentum, and I just felt like what he's been through, and obviously, of course, the 3 years, and everybody was questioning if he was going to come back, and then when he does come back, he still gets questioned. Oh, should he have just stayed away from the ring? So I think Errol has a lot to prove within. So much, I don't think so much to the people. I think it's so much to himself that because he has to have that hunger still. And I really believe that he does. And I'm actually excited to see him come back. And like again, look at what I'm doing now. So who am I or anybody else to tell him that he can and can't, still compete at the highest level? But I think it's a good fight for him. Most respect to Tim Tszyu. But I honestly, I think it's tailor-made for Errol Spence, and I can see Errol Spence actually dominating and winning big and getting that hype back again behind him again, especially at 154, which is a stacked division for him. With a lot of great names to choose from after he gets past Tim Tszyu.
Wow, how about that? Go ahead, Alex.
Jamel, thank you for coming on the show, brother. I definitely appreciate the service you've done to the for the country and also for the sport of boxing. Right, you put on hell of a fights for us, so man, I do appreciate you. And I wish you the best of luck in the BKFC. Look, I've been to a couple of these fights, and they're a little different. They're a little different, bro. And I mean, I remember being there, and I mean, I was front row, blood splashing on me. It gets real crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's a different type of fight. You know, you mentioned some of the distance that you got to cover now because you don't have that extra inch, maybe inch and a half with the glove. How's your punch selection changed? You know, how is it now? You know, you don't got that protection. You got to protect these money makers. So when you punching, are you aiming for softer tissue? You know, are you staying away from them heads? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to not. You know, boxing you could just bop on the forehead, whatever. But like, I try to avoid because you know there's a lot of guys coming in head first. Let's be honest, a lot of guys coming in head first. A lot of guys coming in with their head down. Some of them guys, you know, some of them guys are not really, you know, what I'm saying, thinking about, you know, what they're, you know, what I'm saying, what they need to do for their own safety. They just want to get to you. So, for me, I like my last fight. I knew the guy was pretty awkward, and I actually wanted that type of fight because he was so awkward. I was like, okay, if I can adjust and get used to this, I know moving forward that I'll be all right. So like again, shout out to my trainer Henry Ramirez. As we know, Henry Ramirez trained a lot of guys, Chris Ariola, Josito Lopez, and the list goes on. And you know, I remember in the second, and then going into the second round, Henry was like, "Look, champ, when he's coming in forward, he's coming in with his head, but he's leaning towards your left hand. Just take a little step back and just throw an uppercut, and it's gonna be there. And it's gonna be there." And that's exactly what I did. That's when I got the knockdown. And from there, that's when the whole fight changed. And then we just pretty much would just, okay, go back to boxing. Like you mentioned, touching the soft tissue. So that basically for me, I'm going to the body. Like I'd rather go, because you see a lot of guys not throwing body shots. I don't know why. I'm like, yo, a lot of guys not using body shots. I'm like, I'm going to the body. Like, I can't, if I go to the body, I know I can't miss there if I'm just throwing a straight left hand to the body. Yeah, and I know it's going to slow him down. And once everything starts slowing down, now I can start, okay, picking my shots, placing my shots where I want it and still moving on an angle.
Segueing into that, right? Picking softer spots, hitting the body, and I mean, body work is really slept on in BKFC. I've seen that a lot. Everybody's head hunting because those knuckles are bare. You catch one of these to the floating ribs, man. It feels different.
Or the solar plex, you know, like right there. You know, especially when they're charging in or they're not controlling their breathing. I'm going throwing a straight shot to the stomach. And then once I start like again, once you like stopping in your tracks and slowing down, then I can go back to, you know what I'm saying, maybe the chin and eyes, the nose downward.
So adding to that is my question is, champ, what are you doing to harden these hands? What are you doing you know, off time? You know, are you getting extra massages or are you hitting wood? Like, what are you doing to harden these up? You know,
honestly, I prefer to be truthful with you guys. Like, I still just do regular boxing workouts. Like, really? I mean, even today, after this, I'm going to the gym, sparring, and I'm still doing the same exact training that I was if I was getting for a world title fight in boxing. The only change that we made at times is we probably bring in a lot of guys, some guys that maybe be a lot more physical and rougher with you. But in terms of the training aspect, I literally do the same thing that I was doing for the past 10, 20 years in boxing.
What's up, champ? How you doing? Thank you for taking time to talk to. I have a question in general about how does it feel? Is it feel different stepping into that ring with no gloves on? Like, is it feel different?
I was out of place at one. Like, it felt weird just walking to the ring without gloves.
What I'm saying.
I'm like, hold on, I don't have like. I can use my hand. I can scratch like. It's like little things. Like I was like, hold on, I gotta get that feel. Like I was, you know, fighting. You used to, you know. For one, there's not even touch gloves. Something like this. I was like, okay, I'm like, let me how I get myself in this moment. Like how I get myself in the mode. I'm like, and then it's like, if you look at it, you start on a line in the middle, like dead center in the ring. There's no come out from your corner, his corner, and you make it was like you're right there. I'm like, man, I'm not used to like being like 2 feet away from my opponent. Like, what up? Like, what if he like jumps over that line and I gotta be on point. So again, that was like the main thing for me. Like they were like looking at me crazy. I was like, I need to see the ring. I need to like have feel the ring. They're like for what? Like, nah, it's just a boxing thing. Like, I gotta feel like at least let my feet touch the ring so I can get an idea on how, like, if the if the leveling, if the cushion is soft, if it's hard. So that was the only thing that I really got from like the boxing sense. But again, it's like once that bell ring, it was like, okay, you gotta be on. Like, if you really look, look at my fight, he came out the gun. I'm like, oh. And I got hit, and I was like, and I had to go to instinct mode, like, okay, I gotta work. I gotta go to work because I don't want to take too many of those. I got hit with, I think, with a straight right hand at that. And I was like, that's a southpaw killer. So I was like, yeah, all right, you gotta go to work and just you gotta just learn on the fly for the most part.
All right, we got the world champ here with us, Jamel Herring. Again, he's going to be participating May 22nd. Make sure you check it out. Oh, wait a minute. Here, it says, hey, I watched Jamel Herring's bare knuckle. That was one of the first times I actually could see the real difference between skills and fundamentals. Okay, Uncle Ray Ray.
Get you, Ray.
How about that? So again, that goes to what we were talking about, where some of these cats, you guys come in there and all of a sudden you're so skilled at placing your punches, and probably why you guys have been so successful in it. What about the damage? Like, you've been in the boxing game for so long, and you're like, yo, hey, I've been in it at this long. I don't want any more damage. Now y'all taking knuckles to the face.
The last time I got cut was in the Shakur fight, so that was my main concern, especially without the glove. So I think, and again, it's one of the, as a fighter, you see it all the time, Brian. Like, one of the things we all hate is when a fight gets stopped. So like, I didn't want to be putting like that was actually my main worry, like being in the rhythm, being ahead on the lead, and then it gets stopped over a cut. So that's why you watch. I was kind of real cautious until I found my rhythm and groove, and I knew where I was safe at and going in and out in terms of the danger zone of my opponent. But I think honestly that's probably the main concern with at least us the boxers is the cuts, because I watched a lot of fights so far. I've seen with doctors, even a guy could be winning, doesn't matter if the cut is crazy or a gash, they're going to stop it. So that was my main concern. But if anything, in terms of like, if I'm being fairly honest, in terms of like waking up the next morning, like I've been in like fights with guys like Denis Shavkov. I think Denis Shavkov is still one of the biggest punches that I've ever faced in my career. So like, I've waken up after a good fight, and then like my body and everything is aching and sore. And of course, you take too many, you probably wake up with a headache, whatever. Of course, but for the most part, BKFC, since there's not a lot of punches being thrown at you as much as boxing, and you're not taking so much punches. The main thing I woke up the next day, honestly, it probably was my, just my knuckles being swollen from the damage that I was causing. You know what I mean? For me bruising them up rather than them bruising, me. Like, I woke up the next morning, I didn't go into the airport. I didn't feel like, I couldn't get out of bed. Like, I wasn't aching. Like, I didn't have like any head issues because I didn't take too many up there either. But I think for the most part, the most pain I felt was the pain that I was actually dealing. And then, I took some ibuprofen and I was good for my day.
Oh, it's good. That's good stuff. We got the chance. Hey, talk to me about this cat you fighting. Talk to me about Nate. This is your opportunity to talk some shit. Talk to me about Nate. It's for the world title. What Nate in store for?
I mean, you know me. I always been a real down to earth humble too. Like,
he's so nice.
He say he's gonna I've seen he says he's gonna give me about 3 rounds before he stops me, whatever. But again, I'm like, you gotta hit me. Like, again, I'm not. Like, he's gonna really find out in terms of the boxing aspect of everything. Like, and that's what I like. That's what I love about it. Like, to give people a schooling. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at it. Because I feel like I see a lot. Like, I think a lot of these guys, they like jump into it and that's all they know. Respectfully, not him, but just like speaking in general, they feel as boxers coming over here. They think it's gonna be the. I'm like, listen, man, I'm not a fool. Like, at the end of the day, I'm still a fighter. Like, I mean, for the most part, let's be honest, most of us started out street fighting probably before we even got into boxing to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Boxing just taught us a lot more discipline, but at the same time, it's still hand-to-hand combat. Like, you still could only use your fist. Like, and respect to him. I mean, I give anybody respect if that made it to the UFC, but I don't think he's ever fought even in the UFC on a world championship level. Like again, I've taken for me. I think I beat him definitely with experience. Experience plays a huge role, and when you have an idea of what you want to do, and especially when you've been in bigger fights, bigger fights at the championship level. The Olympic run, like I said, I picked the brains of guys like Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, and the list just goes on. So I think for the most part, I think he's probably going to run into a lot of frustration because again, I'm not a dummy. Like I'm not there to be a crash dummy either. But again, I want to make it exciting, but I'm not going to let you have your way in there. And I'm going to just, I'm going to beat you with experience before I do it physically.
May 22nd is when the champ is in the ring fighting for the title and BKFC. Real quick here, and I'm gonna let you get back, my guys get back at you. Toughest fight you've ever had in the ring? Where you said, God dang, I'm in it.
That's easily Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson, and I say that because he's like that's a tricky dude to figure out. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't take like people always want to like they bring like our coach when they had try to attack me, they bring them like I don't have no ill feelings about it. Like I'm a fighter. Like I wanted to test myself against the best at the time. He was considered an up and coming one of the best fighters, and I'm actually glad I got to share that experience with him. But again, Shakur Stevenson is hands down one of the trickiest guys. Again, like I mentioned earlier, one of the hardest punches I've probably been in there was with Denis Shavikov back in 2016. That's probably one of the hardest punches. But again, Shakur is a difficult guy. And it's funny because he came to me a few months afterwards when he was about to fight Oscar Valdez. I was commentating for that card. And he said that at that point in time that I was the hardest punches that he ever faced. And I'm like, I couldn't tell because I didn't know why he was scratching that night. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I couldn't, but I'm like, but that's another thing. He doesn't give away things in the ring because a lot of times fighters we always we read off of body language. But again, if he said it, he said he hit me with a good left, I think it was left uppercut. He was like, man, and it shocked me. And it was like, and he said, okay, when he hit me with that, I was telling myself I'm not going to allow him to do that again. And that's just a smart fighter that he is to make the proper adjustments where if you really look at his fights, though, you really don't see him getting hit with the same thing or falling into the same traps over and over again. And I think that's what makes him more difficult because he makes adjustments on the fly and he goes from there and he takes away your best assets as well.
I know it may be hard because you haven't faced him, but everybody would love to see Tank and Shakur. What would you think could happen in that kind of fight?
Like I said, I've trained with Tank, alongside with Barry Hunter, going out to DC with Mike Stafford.
The headbangers.
Yeah, out there in headbangers. So again, I mean, as a fan, I would love to see that fight. You know what I mean? As a fan, I would love to see Tank just back in the ring in general. But like I said, I'm more of a fighter that was more about legacy. You see today, we all see today more fighters today, which is not a bad thing. That's your thing. But most fighters are about getting the biggest bag without saying
less risk.
Yeah, and with less risk. So I can understand that too. But again, as a fighter, I would love to see that. But I think it'll be a good fight. I think it'll be a great fight.
Who is the best fighter you've ever faced?
Shakur Stevenson. Okay. I mean, I would say the most accomplished at the time was maybe Carl Frampton because again, when I took my first loss in 2016, Carl Frampton was fighter of the year.
Yep, he beat Leo.
Yeah, when he fought Leo Santa Cruz. So again, I took my hat off. Even though I was a champion, I fought Carl Frampton. Carl Frampton didn't have to fight me. Carl Frampton could have went any other direction that he wanted. And that fight came about because I was looking around the room in the division at the time, and I wanted to fight Miguel Berchelt at one time because he was the man. He was the guy. He was the man. Respectfully, when I won my title, I wanted to fight Miguel Berchelt. And then he fight. Then I couldn't get him, so I was like, okay, I see Oscar Valdez is the WBO featherweight champion coming up, and I know boxing rules. I know if he moves up, he gets the first shot at it. Oscar Valdez, respectfully, he declined and he went on to go fight Miguel Berchelt. So I was like, I don't want to be the guy with the belt on the outside looking in, like I don't have a big fight. Who can I fight? And my team, it was like, hey, what about Carl Frampton? I said, just make it. Wow. Like I definitely, and I think he just had like around that time he came up with a good win against my good friend Nonito Donaire, who's also another phenomenal fighter who I respect. And I was more about I started looking at how boxing is today. If I'm being honest with you guys, like there's obviously things like Floyd points out. There's a lot of belts around. So like me holding the title, it just wasn't enough. Now it's at that point where I gotta start adding names to the resume, and that's how I came with the whole Carl Frampton fight. But so I was grateful to share the ring with a guy like Carl Frampton.
So you talked about fighters who are about legacy. It seems like David Benavidez is one of those guys.
Yeah.
What did you think about his performance? And then there are a number of people saying, yo, David Benavidez, is he now one of the faces of boxing? Is he top 5 pound for pound?
Beautiful. Yes. I think I'll put him in top. I would put him in the top 5. I'll put him in the top just of the feat of even jumping that high in weight and still looking like he was fighting at 168, flawlessly. Like the speed didn't go anywhere. And shout out to Zurdo. Zurdo, being the champion, he could probably went any other direction that he wanted. So shout out to Zurdo for taking that fight. But it's just like I just like love the masterpiece and how he displayed himself in that fight and the things he did. And I wasn't surprised that he won, but I was in love with the way how he looked.
I did it.
Yeah, how he did it. And I was like, man, this guy, like I knew David was always like a monster, but like, man, like I think from just looking at from 68 to cruiser, even great. I think he could make still a lot of great fights at 175, but Bevo, whoever, and the list.
He talked about how he looked. I think it's time for the fighter breakdown. So this is basically how he ended his fight. And Alex, let's roll it for the champ, and just tell us what you liked out of Benavidez.
He was always the hand speed was crazy for starters, but he was always people. I don't think people gave him a lot of credit for his defense, because he was very responsible where he was at in the ring, and even in front of him, he still had sharp defense. And he was catching and shooting a lot of things that Zurdo was throwing at him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean that. Hey, Alex, I call it the.
Yeah, hit him with the. What do you going to or asking you about entertainment, right? Jamel, we were talking about this before you came on. Who do you think right now is the most entertaining fighter in the sport of boxing?
Entertaining. Wow, that's a good one.
And we got one of them on right now.
I mean, one of them, was anyway, he put on a very good chess match, and of course, I still think obviously Gervonta Tank Davis is definitely one entertaining fighter, because he brings out and he ends the show the way people love to come see. People love knockouts. Let's be honest. I think Keyshawn Davis is another one. I think honestly, entertaining. I definitely want to see how Boots and Xander fight. Plays out, because Boots could be a showman. Boots definitely could be a showman in there. So there's a lot. I think 140 has a lot of great fights that could be entertaining with the right dance partners are down there as well. I want to see how my guy Teofimo Lopez does when he comes back, because he's entertaining when he can put him in there with the right style as well. So there's a lot of good fights. I mean, even like people you call him boring. Like I said, I'm not. Or whatever. I don't think he's boring, but I think fight with Shakur and Zepeda, that was entertaining, because again, that Shakur he's put on a lot of gunfire in that fight, but he fought back, and so I don't understand why he gets a lot of flack. I think for him, it's just again another one. You put him in with the right style, he's gonna make an entertaining fight as well. So there's a lot of young guys, and Abdullah Mason's another one as well. His last fight, when the title was entertaining, but there's a lot of guys that definitely can carry the sport of boxing going into the next generation.
Hey, Champ, before Colin asks you a question, I'm curious. I remember we had Lamont Roach on, and he always talked about how you schooled him, and he said that was a lesson I've always kept here, and again, what you obviously with Javon.
Oh wow.
Yo.
My man BC, they trying to send my man BC to the shadow realm right now, man.
I thought it was me.
BC.
Nah, that McDonald's Wi-Fi you got.
BC turned into Optimus Prime.
Hey, you get better break down.
Yo, get your shit together.
We're gonna bring you back, Jam.
What?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Yeah. I just want to know what you think of.
Yo, he's still going, bro. We can't hear you.
Hold up.
Your Wi-Fi, brother.
No, that's Alex. That ain't me.
How is it me and everybody else good?
Everyone's straight as you, dog.
Man, come on, man.
I think you're back.
Okay, we back. All right,
we're back.
I just wanted to know, Champ, what do you think about Lamont Roach now? Considering he always talked about that schooling you gave him. He said, man, that was a lesson learned. And he's had a draw against Gervonta, which was controversial. Right. Then he gets another draw against Pitbull, controversial. Your thoughts on what you've seen out of Lamont Roach?
Lamont's gotten better. Lamont has gotten way better. I tip my hat to Lamont. I know, again, I'm glad. It's funny. I asked that question there last week about Lamont. I always get asked about Lamont. And let's be honest, guys. We know boxing. I always say styles make fights. But people, for some reason, people thought I told people, because again, people don't realize I've also trained with Lamont. Same thing, headbangers. It's all in this DMV area. Mm-hmm. I've been in the gym with him, Tank, everybody. I've seen them all come up together. And I sparred Lamont maybe 2-3 times prior to when we fought. So I knew going into the Tank fight that Lamont was going to be a difficult task. And I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised how it played out. And there's no knock against Tank. I always say styles mean fights, but for some reason, because Lamont lost to me, they thought it was going, y'all know how it go. Oh, he lost to Jamel area. But again, it's hey, don't forget trying to knock me. Worry about what you see with these two and how the styles clash. And I think Lamont is a really, really good fighter, and I'm glad to see that he's still out there making a name for himself and potentially in another world title fight. I mean, it's funny. I thought Brian was going to ask me because I got asked last week, would you do a rematch? And I'm like, I'm never boxing is always going to be my first love. And it's one thing. Even with the BKFC, I can always bounce back and forth, but again. I feel respectfully, I think the ball will have to be in Lamont's court. He goes out there, let's say he beats Williams Zepeda for the vacant title, WBC title. He's fighting at 130 for 135. I'm over here at 135, and the BKFC. Anything is possible, but again, I think Lamont has definitely come a long way since we last fought. He's another one that I like to see get in the ring and put on a good show, especially with guys that people feel like he's going to be overwhelmed against, like his last two opponents, and he goes out there and puts on a show. But definitely Lamont is definitely a good fighter in his own right.
I think Colin? He drop out? There you go. Go ahead, Colin. Go ahead, Colin.
Real quick before Colin jumps on, I wanted to ask Jamel, man, because there's always talks about how these presidents run their organization, whether it be the UFC, whether it be one of these promoters in Matchroom, Queensberry, Top Rank, Premier Box, whatever, right? Now that you're in BKFC, what's your take on the organization itself? We have a few boxers that has traveled over there. Austin Trout, one of the bros, had success over there, and I'm just curious, man. What's your take on how the organization is ran, and Mr. David Feldman, right?
David's my guy. Like I said again, David worked alongside Marshall, Marshall Kaufman over there. You know what I'm saying? AP Promotions. Obviously, they did a lot of work with Al Heyman and the PBC when they first went back in 2016 and everything like that. That's matter of fact, when I made my first main event, David was on helping with that promotion. But he's easy going. I can reach out to him right now, have a great conversation with him. He's straightforward, doesn't sugarcoat anything. this is what we're doing, champ. This is what we want to do. This is the direction we want to go. Again, I just thought January, we see what boxing, sometimes guys have like long layoff, like, you know what I'm saying, stay at the ring long. But for me, it was a quick turnaround and it was straight to the point. This is the date. The title is vacated. This is who we want you to fight. Are you fine with that? Cool. Hey, I'll see you when it's time to fight, champ. But overall, David's a real good guy. I have nothing, nothing to say bad about him, even though, like I say, not just because I'm with the BKFC, that I really can't find anything, I could say anything bad about how he's treated me within the organization of the BKFC. And I'm, it's an easygoing, straightforward relationship.
That's awesome. So type of guy you can call. Hey, David, this is going on. This is going reachable guy.
Yeah, like I said, I could call him right now, text him. Hey, David, awesome. I have issues with this. Can you help or whatever? And
that's awesome.
He'll get back to me. Or if I call, he we'll sit down and talk. Or he'll like sometimes he'll just call me and just ask if I need anything. So no, David is a real easygoing guy.
And how's the fight process? Making a fight with within the organization? With them, who's how are the matchmakers? What's the process?
They're good too. Like I said again, I think it was in probably early March when David had reached out to me, and he was like, "Hey, I want you to fight in May. I'll get back. Give me like a week or so. I'm trying to get something together." He did call back in that time period, like he said. He said the title's vacated. I want you to I want you to fight May 22nd. I was like, okay, Dave, who against who? And he said, oh, we're right now we're looking at Nate Lainez. We're gonna drop the contracts, get with the guys, get with the team if you need anything. And it was just easy going. The matchmakers have been easy going as well. Because at first I'm like, that's funny that you asked me that because I was supposed to actually make my debut last October. But y'all know the great Larry Hazard in New Jersey wasn't having it because of course because David first he was trying to say I want you to just be honest, I want you to get a soft touch to get your feet wet because it's different from boxing, so I don't want you to just throw you out there. So they were going, the matchmakers were going through tons of opponents, but in respect to Larry, and because it's a respect to me, Larry was like, hold up, Jamel Herring, hell no. I can't put this guy in it against a guy that's not only just an Olympian but a former world champion. I can't do that. So we was going through a lot with the matchmaking process, but they were literally trying to get me to fight in New Jersey for my debut, and it just wouldn't happen. So that's why I told them, hey, just give me somebody that's a seasoned vet within the BKFC, and I'll go from there. I'm not a picky guy. Let's make it happen. Plus, I told them anyway, I want to be on that path to a world title early anyway. So if you got to give me a guy that's at the top level, that's already as rugged, I don't care. So it was easy. And when they came back to me, I think late November, early December timeframe with the opponent, I said just make it happen, and they did. They drew up the contracts, and I made my debut on January 17th, and here we are now.
Nice.
There you go.
What you got, Colin?
Champ, we were debating this earlier. I need your opinion. Who has the best jab in boxing? I said Inoue. I forget what Alex you said, but Pop said Jamal, Charlo. I want to know who has the best overall jab in boxing right now.
For me, I like Devin's jab.
He's won fights.
Yeah, I like, why? Because he sets everything up with the jab. Like everything starts. He'll stop you in your tracks just for that split moment with the jab. And when if you watch carefully, like when he's jabbing, he's sliding over to to an angle.
Yeah.
So and that's how that's where he catches you for blind shot. So I think Devin so what you guys mentioned, Jamal Charlo, he definitely has a good jab. In a way, had a strong stiff jab. You know what I mean? So again, and then, like I said, me just being the pure boxer, I always believe everything sets up with the jab. But I think Devin Haney should be in conversation as well for one of the best jabs in boxing.
How was your
Yeah, I couldn't get to him, so I was the man. I was the man with the longer reach now. So like Shakur
similar with
has a precise. He has definitely a precise, accurate jab, and he he can change it up when he can change the angle and trajectory of how he throws the jab as well. So yeah, Shakur, you can throw him in that combination as well.
Hey, what do you think about the Inoue Nakatani fight?
I think I'm gonna give it for that. I don't like to say again, he's not fighting, but I think rest in peace to Emmanuel Stewart, but I think Emmanuel did a great job with Vladimir Klitschko's jab as well. Vladimir, I mean, look at it. Vladimir, both him and his brother though, they were winning fights just solely off the jab. You know what I mean? So like, I think that they have they had great jabs as well. But you was asking about the Inoue fight. I thought that was the Nakatani. That was a good chess match. I think the headbutt kind of threw Nakatani off his game. You know, from what I've seen. Shout out to Rudy Hernandez. I fought one of his fighters when I fought Masaka Ito for the title. So I know Rudy Hernandez is a great great teacher and a technician. But again, I thought it was a good chess match, and I wouldn't mind even seeing it again down the road. But respect to both fighters in a way. Saying prove that he's more than just a knockout puncher. A knockout artist. He can box. He can change up. He can change levels. He can change up his punch selection and go from there and still win big fights.
I got to call a fight this week, and since this is one of your old divisions, Angelo Leo making a second defense of his title against Rais the Beast Aleem. What do you think about that fight?
That's a good fight. Leo, he's had it just outside the ring. He's had huge setbacks, and he's beat adversity. So that's a good fight. Aleem is definitely is a dangerous dude. I think time off can hurt a bit. So we have to see how they how they look in the early fights in the round. But I think it's a good fight for that division. Featherweight division is definitely stacked. Don't forget you got guys that are like Shushu, Bruce Carrington that's making a huge name for himself and
Espinoza.
Others. Yeah, Espinoza, it's a tall task. So it's that division is a great division in boxing as well.
All right, listen, man. I know you got to get training. The champ has been with us here on The Last Stand. Man, it's been great to see you. Hey, listen, we want to give you the final word here because it's May 22nd. We know you fighting for the title. Tell the folks what they going to see when they tune in to that BKFC app and watch you fight for the title.
Oh, boxing lessons. I'm definitely again, it's gonna be entertaining because I respect the Nate. He's gonna come. He's definitely gonna come forward. So, but again, I believe that's gonna create a lot of openings and opportunities for me as well. But it's definitely gonna be a good fight, and I'm definitely gonna come out as a 2-sport world champion.
I love it. There you go. Yo, hey. Before we send the champ off, right? Everybody get ready. Hey.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Respect to y'all, man. Respect to y'all. We got to do it again, though. We got to do it again.
Let's do it again, man. Let's do it. Hey, matter of fact, after you become champ, we come bring you back on so you can talk about stuff.
I got you.
There we go, folks.
Thank you, champ.
The champ.
Let's go,
champ. Absolutely. Jamel Herring joining us on Last Stand Live. Hey, man, it is just like good people in the sport. He's one of the nicest guy, great fighter, and one of the nicest guys.
You hear him?
Yes. I'm telling you, man, it's Alex. I'm telling you, it's Alex. It ain't me.
What are you talking about?
It ain't me, bro.
Nah, that was my fan, man. I got a fan on right now. Fall back. That was my fan.
That's Colin. Like, what's going on? Are we still on, or what happened?
Is Colin? Colin, you hear us? I think Colin caught another call. Colin, we're gonna give you the boot right now, Colin.
Unbelievable.
We're gonna have to give you the boot now.
I like me some Jamel Herring, man. I like this guy, man. And it always strikes me how them guys get into bare knuckle, man. I'm like, y'all said I'm getting out of boxing. I've taken some punishment. I don't want to do that. And you getting the bare knuckle?
I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, Austin Trout's one of the bros, man. And I was surprised when he went over there. Because my man's a cool. He's a good dude, and he's the nicest guy you're gonna meet.
Right.
I guess you just don't want to get him mad, right? But when he switched over to freaking BKFC, bro, he was successful, man.
Yeah, he was.
And he was doing his thing, man. And Paulie, shout out to Paulie, one of the bros too. And he's had his success in it, and that's why I asked what's the organization looking like, because you got some boxers to go over there, and I never heard anything bad, and I haven't heard anything that puts any shade on the organization. So it was good to hear it from Jamel.
Yeah.
And just telling us a little bit about how that organization is ran. We're pure boxing over here, but we like fighting, period, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So shout out to BKFC for handling their business the way fighters appreciate it.
Hey, by the way, is it just me, or why is this guy sucking on it? There's nothing in the cup, my God.
Bro,
it's driving me crazy. There's nothing in
thank
there.
you. Thank
Put
you
it
for saying
away.
There's water in there, bro. It's
First
water,
of all,
dog.
Go get a
center
water bottle.
Center out. Just roll your chair to the left or the right. There we go.
I can't.
Bro, the
I
whole
can't get some
time
water
it looks
now.
like you had 2 ice cubes in there, and you've been trying to take them in through a
There's
straw.
still water in there, bro.
Nah, bro, you got 3 ice cubes melting.
No breaks, bro. No breaks,
Alex,
bro.
I thought it was just me. My man Mel, he's throwing gym throws. All I heard was,
Bro.
I know you're not talking with your bum ass Wi-Fi, bro.
Bro.
You messed up the whole momentum with the bum ass Wi-Fi. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Man. Had me
unbelievable.
over here like, what's going on?
All
Thank
right,
you.
bro.
I'm like, what?
It's been a month, bro. Let me settle in, bro. Let me settle in.
So yeah,
All
so
right.
now, so
Great
now
takes
this week,
on Jamel though, man.
yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
It was really good stuff. Hey, look, and we got to tell the people. First of all, we got a new episode. Angelo Leo, Raisa Lean. It is on right now. Just you can go right there to our YouTube channel, watch that episode. It is really good. It's a fight that goes down May 9th, this coming Saturday in Atlanta. I'll be there. I'll be calling those fights.
That's right.
So make sure you peep into
when's
that.
the fight again, BC?
Saturday.
May 9th, right?
May 9th. The ATL are on DAZN. Make sure you check that out, man. This is going to be a banger, because you might remember Angelo Leo, if I'm not mistaken, it was last year where he had that fight knockout of the year candidate when he won the title.
That was
my God, man. I mean, and so you got him defending his title for the second time. Raisa Lean is a guy who has been waiting for this title opportunity for a long time. I mean, it's been years. He's been like the #1 contender, and now he's finally getting this opportunity. I mean, between both of them, both guys only have 1 loss. It will be one heck of a fight. And he's talked and you heard Mel.
Is this going to be on Pro Box TV?
I know it's going to be on DAZN. It's definitely DAZN.
Oh, is it DAZN? Okay,
it's DAZN fight.
Okay.
It's a DAZN fight.
Who's running the game? Who's running the play on this?
It's Alita Promotions. I'll be doing play-by-play.
Okay, let's go.
Yes. Chris Algieri will be with me. He'll be the analyst.
Okay.
So it's going to be so. Hey, look, first of all, I love the ATL, and from my understanding, T.I.'s daughter is going to do the national anthem. So T.I. coming.
That's fly.
Papoose,
star power in there.
Yeah, Papoose and Clarissa Shields are supposed to be there because of their company is part of the promoting.
Hey, yo,
all right, bro.
You hearing this? In the super chat, my man.
Ain't nothing in that cup, bro. Not a damn thing.
All right, bro.
Yo,
right, bro.
ain't a damn thing in that cup. Matter of fact, please, folks, for those listening, you see the Cash App. Can y'all please, first of all, support the show? I mean, that's all we ask is support the show, so we can get this guy something, so he can go to Dunkin' Donuts.
Bro, let me get another drink now.
Get him a cup of coffee, yo.
Bro.
Was it just me? It was driving me crazy, Alex. It was driving me crazy. I would say, put the goddamn, as a father, put the goddamn cup down, man.
Bro, it was like water. It was like water was running.
There was water in there, bro.
I'm playing. You had 3 ice cubes melting.
And that's water, ain't it? That's water, bro.
Gosh, unbelievable. Yeah.
Oh my God. But we don't give him slack for ruining half the interview by talking in the robot form.
He got hit by the agents, the Matrix agents.
I thought it was Jamel. Like, it was you.
No, it was when they put the fighter thing. It was messing up the stuff.
You
That's
turned
all it
into
was.
Optimus Prime, champ.
Bro, blaming the guest Wi-Fi is crazy.
I didn't blame that. I just said it was the fighter thing when we bought the fighter.
It's all. I thought it was Jamel messing up. Nah,
we're gonna play this back.
We're gonna run it back.
Unbelievable.
Yo,
well, you know what?
Review.
Unbelievable. See?
We took him out.
Exactly.
All right, bro.
BC said he had enough of the slurping.
I told you.
Hey, look, pause, bro.
Folks, that's why we need y'all, and I'm being serious. We need y'all to hit the Cash App.
Yo, Uncle Ray said my man was parched. It's a long show now. It's a long show. Yo,
he was making them 3 ice cubes last. He's like, I ain't getting up.
For real.
I ain't getting up.
I ain't moved since. So I gotta,
Hold up, Colin. Look.
Yeah. Right. That's how you're supposed to do it.
There's some Ice Iceman.
Bro, we need a sponsorship from DK, bro. Get you another cup
from Iceman.
Right, by the way, folks, if you're listening, we do need a sponsorship. We do need so we can keep the show rolling. We need the sponsorship.
Yo, look at the chat. Man. Look at can you pull up Austin Wall's chat?
What's
last what he said?
What Austin Wall?
Man. Everybody's getting at you, man.
What did he say?
It says need more live sessions. Great content.
Iceman. Yo, Austin Wall.
Wait. BC, I think something just happened right now.
Come on, bro.
I think we officially got the listeners to give Colin his new on the podcast nickname, the Iceman.
The Iceman. Iceman.
Hey, May 15th, Drake is dropping it, bro. Y'all know how I am with Drake.
The Iceman.
Iceman is coming.
Iceman.
Yo, shout out to my man Austin Wall. He owns the gym in Oakland, New Jersey. Wall Athletics, man. Phenomenal gym. Work out there every morning. You can catch me there at 5 a.m. Yo, Shadesha Green works out there. That's where she works. That's where she does.
Right.
She works at Wall Athletics in Oakland, New Jersey, man. Shout out to Austin Wall.
Any
man.
update on her? You got any
she's been good. We've been in contact. She's good. She's just recovering. But she's been at the gym. She started back running.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
step by step, right?
Step by step. I think Sweets definitely wants to come back.
For sure.
So, obviously with when you get stopped, especially in New York, they're going to take some time. So, it's going to be at least a good 6 months before. And now you got to look at, okay, well, what happens now with Clarissa Shields? Because from my understanding, Clarissa Shields wants to come back and fight in August. And I'm thinking it's, is it, and not Daniel Perkins. Is it Lauren Price? I want to say, isn't she the unbeaten? She's the unbeaten champion at what is it? Is it 154? I want to say.
I think it's 154.
Lauren Price. I think.
I'm pretty sure.
I'll find out this weekend, but from my understanding, I'm thinking that's what they're looking at next for Clarissa Shields.
Okay.
Everyone getting on me about the ice, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. That
shit, bro. You did yourself dirty, dog.
Unbelievable. The people they've sided with me and Alex, like, yo, tell this cat to put the goddamn cut down, bro. There's no more in there.
Hey, and it's funny how, bro. I don't know how
it wasn't that.
You
bad.
got a killer mic. You got a dynamic mic. That's what it is.
Yes.
It was picking up the whole.
No sponsor.
Yes.
It sounded like a gremlin.
All right, bro. I do got a good mic, but I had to upgrade after you told me it's always the mic issues, apparently.
Bro, you got the ultra mic.
Nah, these are like the shits that the artists be wearing. It's like the in-ear monitor stuff. So I'm trying to be top notch here.
Nah, they top notch for sure.
It picks up everything, I guess.
It picked the ice cube jumping around in the cup for sure.
Oh my god.
Yes. By the way, I'm just looking that up. Yes. So Lauren Price is what I'm hearing will be next. That would be the next.
I get it. I'll go right. I fuck with it.
We wouldn't get down. Exactly.
Yeah, it made for a funny moment, and I got the Iceman nickname. So
yo, you cold, bro.
Yo, that is fantastic, man. And again, I hope folks support the show, man. Hit that Cash App, hit the Venmo, Last Stand Sports, so that we can make sure that Alex has something to drink and that Colin has something too.
Please get Colin.
Other than 2 ice cubes.
We need Colin to upgrade from a medium to a large cup. So it lasts him the whole podcast.
We got and so that he has actually some liquid in the cup besides ice cubes. My gosh. Bro, I'm telling you, as a father, I wanted to be like, and I didn't want, because Mel was our guest, was on there. I wanted to be like, bro, can you put the goddamn cup down? Stop.
Yo, BC, as long as you've been in broadcasting, I know that was just getting you.
I'm learning, bro. I'm learning.
Because my man is giving us gems. Hey, look, I thought in the 5th round when he did this.
It was not like that, bro.
Then he shook it like.
I did not. No, I did not.
No, he gave it the melt spin. Like, yo, melt a little more.
Yo, y'all gassing it now. Gassing it,
like,
bro.
What are you doing? Oh, I'm cooling my drink here. Let me cool it a little bit. Let me shake
bro.
these ice a little bit.
I'm telling y'all gassing that shit.
Exactly. My gosh.
Y'all are crazy, bro.
We do appreciate everybody that's tuning in, though, man. All jokes aside, man, you guys are the bloodline of the show.
Yep.
So every time you tune in with us, you're definitely supporting the show. Make sure you share the show.
Yes.
If you know some more boxing pundits, some more boxing listeners that you know, maybe a couple of your friends, maybe some people that you know within other communities, spread the word around. We're definitely going to be going live every month. And as we receive more support, we'll be able to come on here and go live a bit more, because we know that everybody wants their boxing fix, and we want you guys to tune in with us. So make sure you do support the show in the various ways that you can. We definitely would appreciate some cash apps. We definitely would appreciate the super chats that you guys give us. All goes to the production of this show.
Yep. For
all of us here on here. You know that this is what we do. We come on here, we give you our time, and we do it willingly, and we love what we do. So BC constantly bringing in the latest and greatest guests. If you guys want to continue to get these guests, just make sure to support us, man. A simple hitting the like button goes a long way. Helps with the visibility of the show. They have a new thing now, too, when you're watching it on YouTube. It's called Hype. You can actually hype the video. So make sure you hype the video. You can give us 960 points, 1,000 points, as many points as you can. And that'll help us also with the visibility of the show. So make sure that you give us that support, as we'd love to come on here every month, but we would like to come on here more often. So stay tuned as we bring you more and more great boxing content.
And let us know who you want.
Who you want next.
Hit the chant, and when you say, hey, I want to hear from such and such, I'll get on it and make sure that we have those episodes for you. And I'm with Alex, man. We appreciate you, because we do this for you guys, the fight fans. Always make sure that I try to come with some information too. I think we definitely want to do this in June. I hear Lamont Roach, they're trying to bring Lamont Roach and Zepeda, trying to make that for June. Obviously, Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu is July 25th. They are diligently working hard to try to bring back Tank for August.
Whoa.
Yes. I also heard that, I know we had Charlo obviously on the episode, and you heard Charlo say that they've been talking with Fundora, trying to make that fight. Listen, I talked with Fundora's promoter. I'll be honest with you. Fundora's promoter told me that in a perfect world, he wants the winner of Tim Tszyu, Errol Spence, and they're praying that Errol Spence is victorious, because that's the fight they would like to see, is Errol Spence and Fundora, because it was a fight they said was supposed to happen a couple years ago, and it didn't. So we'll see what happens there, whether or not Charlo gets it or they get the winner of Tszyu, Errol Spence.
Also, a quick mention too, man. Shout out to all our members. We're definitely increasing our membership here on the channel. And if you didn't know, we do have a membership here on the Last Stand. So make sure to check out the memberships. We have the World Champion at $3.99. We have the Unified Champion. If you want to be a Unified Champion, $6.99. And of course, the Undisputed Champion, who right now Uncle Ray Ray
Uncle
stands
Ray
alone.
Ray, he's undisputed.
He's undisputed champion right now. So big things coming for our memberships. One of the things that I want to promote too now, BC, while we're on here is make sure to communicate with us on the post, the community page here on the channel, the post page, because we are going to be giving our memberships some extra perks. And when BC brings on these star guests, you're going to be able to ask questions based off the questions you put in. Now BC, he's going to go ahead and see what questions are. We don't want no craziness. We don't want no crazy questions on here. All right, champs. But we are going to be taking a look at some of these questions. We're going to be posting on the community page for you guys to be able to comment your questions there. And then BC himself is going to go on there and he's going to read them and he's going to pick out some of the questions that you guys are asking. And he will go ahead and read them live and ask the fighter, coach, whoever might be coming on. So we encourage you to go ahead and get your memberships, as we're going to start to increase our perks and develop the content exclusively for our memberships.
By the way, Uncle Ray Ray, man, if you can drop us a line, whether it be in the chat or you hit the Last Stand on IG, Uncle Ray Ray, man, send us your address. So
DM the Instagram page.
Yeah, DM the
Instagram page,
and Uncle
and
Ray
we got you a merch, bro.
Yeah, we got you merch. So you tell us whether or not you want the shirt, or you tell us if you want the hoodie. You want the Last Stand hoodie? Here you go. Got the hoodie.
Send us the address and your size.
Yeah,
and we got you.
Exactly. We got XLs, we got large, we got mediums. It's all we got left. So let us know, and we'll hit you up, Uncle Ray. We appreciate you.
Sure.
We appreciate all of y'all that's been watching. My man Alex, we done it again. Another one in the books. Colin, we done it again. My man's a college graduate now. He about ready for the real world.
Let's go, Chan.
Running off 4 hours of sleep in the past 3 days, and we back.
Yeah, exactly.
Grinded. That's why I had the coffee today. So
I love it.
Too much coffee, I guess.
I love it. As I always say, that's what we do here on The Last Stand. We bring you the biggest names in the sport. For Alex, for Colin, I'm Brian. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you again next month.